Hello everybody, welcome back to the NW Sportscast. And so today I'm here with my first Trailblazers update of the season. I'm going to be doing this a weekly show. I'm going to do probably every Friday, so stay tuned for that. We just had a couple games that I need to touch about, and the rest of the season I'll touch about too in this first episode. And after that it'll be a weekly thing. So, first off, before we start this video, hit the like button if you're new. Subscribe to the channel, please. It helps us so much. Please help us grow. We're trying to hit 200 subscribers by the end of the year. Like the video, and make sure you comment your thoughts if I'm wrong, if I'm right. I mean, I'm probably right, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you have a totally different opinion on me. Maybe I'm too hard on my Blazers. But, yeah. Let's see what we got going on here. We got the decor in the back of my Blazers wall right here. You got the Rip City United old school throwback hat. Not throwback, a couple years ago. And starting off, let's just touch on the record. We're 9-8. And so we've had 9-8. We were 9-6 at one point, and we've now dropped 3 straight games. And these last couple games have been really tough watching and talking about. Or I guess we've dropped 2. We've 1-3 in the last 4. So we dropped a game. Let's start about. So we were rolling. We were 6-3. And in our first game, we come out and we get destroyed by the Utah Jazz, who are one of the best teams in the NBA. They're on a 13-game winning streak. They beat us by a lot. I mean, that's fine. The next game we come out, we beat the Houston Rockets with James Harden. They didn't have John Wall, so that's okay. We beat the James Harden. Yes, they still had Harden at the time. Houston Rockets by 2 in OT. CJ went off the first 7, 8, 9, 10 games. Then we play the Lakers. We beat the Lakers. I was like, okay, 2-1 with a win over the Lakers. This could be a year we make actually a playoff run, not losing the first round like normal. And I know we did have that year exception with this team. We made it to the Western Conference Finals. But before that, we got some of the Pelicans as a 3 seed, even though we got upset. And then last year, we got 4-1 by the Lakers in the first round. So I was like, maybe this won't be a first round loss. And then we come out and we destroy by the Clippers. And I'm not mad at losing to the Clippers after we beat the Lakers. CJ, once again, is having a great start to the season. Averaging, what was he averaging? He was averaging 26 a game. At this time, he's averaging around 30 a game. He was top 5 in the league in scoring. And the next night, we come out, we blow out the Warriors. Curry did have a pretty good game, and Dame went off. Dame's playing very great, 28 points a game. And then we played back-to-back against the Warriors. They come out, they beat us the next night, 137-122. That's okay. I'm not mad at that. So at this point in time, we are 4-2. We're 4-3. We're 4-3 with wins over the Warriors, Lakers, Rockets, Warriors, Lakers, Rockets, and we have losses to the Jazz, Clippers, and Warriors. We're 3-3 at this time. And I was like, okay, this is not a bad start. Last year we started off, as you know, poorly. We were 5-11 to start off the season last year. And we come back, and this is where things got interesting. January 5th, we played the Chicago Bulls. Now, this is a game that we must win. We should win this game 100% of the time against a bad Bulls team who was 4-4 at this time. And we blew a lead. We were up by 20 in the first half. Or in the first quarter. They came back. We blew a giant lead. And that's unacceptable for a team. Kobe White gave us buckets. Zach LaVine hit a huge dagger 3 to end the game, but he didn't even have a very good game. It was the role players. Otto Porter had a good game. Thaddeus Young went off. Denzel Valentine. I mean, we just did not play good. I mean, we didn't play terrible defense. We just did not play well. We fell to 3-4, and I was confused what was going on. CJ and Dame. CJ played well. Dame struggled a little bit at 24 points. And we're 3-4. And at this point, I'm like, okay, this is confusing. We're an up-and-down team. We beat the Lakers. We go to the Bulls. I don't understand what's going on here. We come out, we beat the Timberwolves without Cat. That's fine. We go on a nice little 4-game win streak. Beat the T-Wolves. Beat the Kings. Beat the Raptors. Beat the Kings again. And then after that, we're rolling. We're 7-4. I'm feeling good. We just won 4 straight after dropping one tough game. And things were looking up. Dame was playing great. And then in this... Was it this? Hold on. And then in this Pacers game, Yusuf Nurkic, the man, our big center, I love him dearly, but he's the poor guy. Last year, he broke 2 years ago, he broke his leg, out for the year, out for most of last year, or not out for the year, he broke in the playoffs with that team, in the against the Warriors in the series. Or was it the second round? I don't know. And then he came back in the bubble last year. Wasn't playing like old Nurkic. Not looking like vintage Nurkic that we saw, who's looking like one of the most dominant centers in the NBA. And this year he comes out in his, his 7th game, 8th, or his 11th game. Started off kind of slow, and he fractures his wrist. And you saw me and Drew both made videos about that. It was pretty big news as a Blazers fan that Nurkic is injured once again. And it's just tough watching Nurkic having to get an injury every year. And this is now the 3rd straight season that injury has affected. I know the first season it was just the playoffs, but it still affected the season. We blew leads to the Warriors in those games. We could have cooked a couple until we had Nurkic, I think, on the defense side of the ball. Instead of Ennis. Is he on that poster? I think it was a season signing. Yeah, so that was a tough game, and it sucked. The Pacers beat us. The Pacers are a great NBA team, and this time they still had Oladipo, but he actually did not even play. So this was Oladipo was Pacers team with just Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon, who's been playing great. No TJ Warren either, who's still out with some kind of injury. And then the next game, we beat the Atlanta Hawks, which that's fine. We beat them by 12. It was a back and forth game. We were down most of that game. We came back in the 3rd and 4th quarter. We took it. We took it at the end. Hawks are not a bad team. At this time, they were 5-7. We went up to 8-5, and it still felt good. 8-5 is not bad. We come out. We get killed by the Spurs. This was actually the one game this season I did not watch. This is the one game that I actually have to admit I did not watch this game whatsoever. It was an early game, I think, and I was gone. Or it was MLK Day. It was something. I wasn't there for some reason. And as it saw, I mean, I don't think I did a post game for this one either. Dame went off. He had 35, 14 from Melo. But where was it? Hold on, did I miss a game? Oh yeah, it was the Hawks game. In the Atlanta Hawks game, CJ McCollum injured his wrist. Just shortly after, Nurkic breaks his... No, it was not. No way it was a Hawks game. Yes, it was. Because we had a break after that because of COVID. Yeah. That was it. Because the Knicks, he wasn't there in the Knicks game. Yeah. It was the Atlanta Hawks game. He goes down with the wrist injury. And I thought he would be fine. I thought it was like, okay, yeah, he sprained his wrist. That's a couple days. It turned out to be 4 weeks. That sucks. He's already been out for a week, so he's 3 weeks away. He'll come back at the halfway point, I guess. But that still is a huge loss. He was averaging 26 points a game, shooting the ball best. He's playing like an all-star, best season of his career. Putting in the assists, 5 assists a game. He was passing the ball well. He was getting 26 minutes a game, or 33 minutes a game. And, he was just balling out. I love seeing TJ McCollum play like that. And when he went down, I was like, okay, Dame has to carry in this stretch of games to keep this team in contention for a high playoff seed. At this time, we were the 3-4 seed. And we come out the next game, and we get blown out by the Spurs. And that's not what I want to see. At 8-6, Spurs are now 8-6 too. We're struggling at this point a little bit without CJ. Our offense just wasn't the same. Then we come back. After a 6-day absence of not getting to play anybody because of the Memphis Grizzlies COVID situation, we come back and we play the New York Knicks. And in that New York Knicks game, it was a weird game. The Knicks played us well. Emmanuel Quickly, the rookie, gave us buckets. Melo had a pretty good game. And we pulled it away. It should have been a bigger game than it was because we were beating them by 20 at the half, I think it was. Yeah, it was around 20 at the half. And they came back. Julius Randle 25, 31 from Emmanuel Quickly, the rookie, had a very good game, his best game of his career. And for us, that was a momentum win. It showed me that we can still win games without CJ. And up to this point, our defense wasn't playing terrible. But after this game, I knew that our defense was not very good. The next game, we come out and we give 125 points to the worst offense in the entire league, the Oklahoma City Thunder. CJ McCollum, Nurkic out. Yes, you can make that as an excuse all you want, but if you want to check out my channel, I made a full post game on this show. This game just irritated me about how bad the defense we played. We can't be giving up 125 points to the worst offense. They didn't even have Al Horford or George Hill. And yes, you can make injuries an excuse for us, but no. Terry Stotts is the worst coach. Oh man, I'll touch on him in a second. This defense in this game was horrendous. Cantor couldn't play in the paint. Melo couldn't play defense. I mean, Dame's still not a good defender. DJ went out early with a leg injury, I think it was, and he did not play the whole second half. And the Thunder came back and they beat us. We're now 9-7. It's weird. I mean, 9-7 isn't a great place to be sitting at. We're now in the 6th seed. And then yesterday, we come out, we play the Houston Rockets. They dropped 104 on us. Our offense wasn't there. Our defense was okay. Except for our defense was bad except for the fourth quarter. We only gave 18 points. And they come out and they beat us by 3, 104-101. We're now 9-8. Houston's now 8-9. The Thunder, the Houston Spurs are all now right there with us. And we're in the 8th seed. Actually, we're in the 9th seed because Phoenix won. So we're basically in a play-in game right now. And I think that if we play like this, that's what we'll be. Honestly, I believe that that's what we will be at the end of the season. We'll be in a play-in game. We'll either get to play the Clippers or the Lakers in the first round. And it'll be a first-round exit. As of now, that's my prediction. So let me talk about why our defense is so horrendous. Terry Stotts doesn't know how to coach defense. He doesn't know how to coach offense either. He doesn't know how to coach anything. But let me just touch on his defense at first. He doesn't take the blame for anything. He says, Cantor needs to switch better. Cantor needs to get around the screens better. Dame needs to get over the screen better. They've never been taught in your 9 years on this team to play defense. They don't know how to get over a screen because you never taught that in practice. You've had 2 full practices this year. They need to have a full practice at least every week to show them, to get them ready for the game and the defensive IQ. You need to hammer them down on defense. If they make a bad play, Terry, you have to call them out for it. We're tired of you not doing anything about defense or even offense. Your schemes are awful on defense. You basically... Man. You can make excuses all you want about them being bad. But you need to, if they're bad, you need to call them out and tell them that they're doing bad and fix it. Or don't play them. If Cantor sucks on defense, either go into practice and fix what went wrong, or put in Harry Giles. We don't need a bad defensive liability on the floor in crunch time. If Melo's bad at defense, which he is clearly, you can help him fix that, or you can bench him. But you don't do that. You're too nice, Terry. Oh, my goodness. Dame's not a good defender. As much as I love Dame, he's a great offensive player. He's not a good defender. He doesn't know how to switch. He doesn't know how to get over a screen. Two of the hugest parts of a defensive guard. His hands are fine, but they're not the level it should be. Dame should be getting defensive help in practice almost every day. He should have a time where he should be getting defensive help from a defensive player, a coach, or a trainer. Terry should have been gone last year. After an awful start, we bounced back, and he got to use the injury card because we had some injuries last year as an excuse that we got lost in the first round, and he should have been fired. We should have signed someone. We could have got. I mean, I think Tibbs could have been a great option. Tom Thibodeau, a defensive-minded coach, could have came in here, could have disciplined the guys, could have made this game a good team. He went to the Knicks, and you see what the Knicks are doing over there with Tibbs. They were the best defensive team in the league. Yes, you heard me. There's other options we could have found out too. You see the Rockets, Steven Silas, he just outplayed us. This is Ricky. But Neil O'Shea is not going to fire Stotts this year. Probably not until either after the year, or he won't, because once again, Stotts has the injury card. He can say, we started out 9-9, 10-9 because CJ and Nurkic were out, and then we had to just climb back and fight the whole time, and after that point, our players were them. No. You put us in that position. Even without CJ and Dame, these last 2 games we should have won. And your offensive sets and your defensive plays and your defensive help, you don't do anything about it. On offense, last night, it was awful. That was basically just, we relied on the pick and roll and Dame's 3-point shooting abilities. Gary Trent goes hot. Gary Trent makes 7 threes last night. And what do? We just put him in the corner. You don't run a play for Trent. If someone's on fire, you need to keep developing that player and get him the shots he wants. Run a play for Gary. Get him off the screen and get the ball and let him shoot it. Get him moving. Get motion. Instead, we dribble up the court super slowly, and Dame takes a couple crossovers, calls for a screen on Cantor. He either takes a step back and either makes it or misses, drives to the hoop, or he dishes it out. And that's the only way that Trent got shots. He got 7 threes because of those type of plays where we just dish it out to him. That's not really good offense. Simons makes 5 threes, makes 4 threes, 3 of them in a row. In the first half, he got the ball like 2 times. He needs to be getting the ball more. And like going back on Trent, if a player is hot, you don't cut them out of the game plan for 4 minutes. After you make 7 threes, you don't sit him in the corner and let Dame ISO the whole time. You keep giving him the ball, but that's not what he did. Trent didn't touch the ball or didn't get a shot for a couple more minutes after those. This is hard to watch. His rotations are awful. At the end of the game, he puts in Melo on defense. No. Honestly, he lets Melo do whatever he wants as well. As much as Melo's a vet and he kind of got to listen to him or he's going to be mad, he shouldn't be taking 13 shots in the post, fadeaways. That's not what you do. Stotts has to go. It's time. Neil O'Shea, I'm sorry. Please fire him. It's time. There's better options on the streets right now. And honestly, I don't care who we sign. Someone that will actually push our players to be the best version of themselves. That can fix how to play defense. And that can be a better offensive-minded coach. Because that's what Stotts is known for. And he hasn't really done that in his time here. And he keeps using these injuries and these playoff spots as excuses to stay around. We know what Stotts is. He's a playoff coach that'll get you a first-round exit. It's time for him to go. I'm sorry. That's all there is to it. And Stotts needs to be gone. And the last thing I'm going to touch on is back to what we're talking about. Last night, and this is an ongoing point, we don't play with intensity. Now, Charles Buckley said it perfectly at halftime. We don't play like we want to be out there. We're just playing like we're just playing. Which, if you think about it, doesn't make much sense. But that's true. We're not playing to win. We're just playing basketball. We're not playing to get a shot. We're just playing. And that's what Dame does. He dribbles up the court, and he shoots, or he passes. And that's about it. That's what the plays are. We're not really playing to score. We're just playing to have, looks like we're at the park, honestly. Or sometimes on defense. It'll be a fast break. Last night, the Rockets had 27 fast break points. Cantor and Dame sometimes don't even run up the court. As much as I love Dame, his effort on defense isn't there. And if you're a coach, you say, Dame, run or you're out of the game. Or you pull him. And Cantor especially. If he's not getting back on defense to be a paint presence, get him out of the game. We have other people that can do it. Giles can do that just as easily. But he doesn't do that. He just lets them walk. And he doesn't care. That's why our transition defense is so horrendous. There's so much that needs to be flipped to this team. And I still think we have it in us if we get everyone healthy to make a playoff run. I know I said we're probably going to lose in the first round. That's just a prediction. I still think there's a chance when everyone's healthy that we can make a playoff run. But with this coach, I don't see us going over the hump. We're wasting Dame's prime. All right, next week's episode, next Friday. Stay tuned for that. We have upcoming schedule. It's looking a little tough. We have Milwaukee in 2 days, or in 4 days. But tomorrow we have the Bulls. Again, we should win. Milwaukee, I don't expect us to win that. Then we have Washington. Should win that. Sixers. Probably shouldn't win that. So I say we're probably going to go 2-2 in our next 4. Then we come back home versus... the last game of the road trip against the Knicks. We should win that. And then we have a stretch where we could win a couple in a row here. After that, we have a homestand. We have the Magic. Should win. Sixers, they just beat us. I think we could win that game. Cavs, we should win. And then Dallas and Thunder. And then Pels, and even Wizards. We should win 4 straight in February 14th and February 20th. And then after that, the schedule gets a little tougher with Suns, Lakers, Warriors. I mean, yeah. That's the end of the first half of the season. So I think, I'm just going to give you a prediction for now, what I think of the first half of the season. So that'll be 10-8, 10-9. We should beat the Wizards 11-9, 11-10. I think we'll drop this one to the Knicks 11-11. I think we'll beat the Magic 12-11. 76ers versus us after Ardo goes into that. I'll give us a win, 13-11. I think we'll beat them 14-11. We'll lose to the Mavericks 14-12. We should beat the Thunder 15-12. I know we should have beat them last night too, though, so I'm not sure what to think about this game. And then McCollum should be coming back sooner around this time. Pelicans, I think we can beat the Pelicans 16-13 or 16-12. Lose to the Wizards. We already beat them a couple of games ago. I think we'll lose that one 16-13. And then lose to the Suns, lose to the Lakers, lose to the Suns, lose to the Nuggets 2 in a row, 15-15 or 16-15, and then lose to the Lakers 16-16. Beat the Hornets, and then I think we'll win these last 3. Beat the Hornets, beat the Warriors, beat the Kings. So I think we'll be around 19-16 end of the year. I think that's 35. It should be one more game. Okay, so we'll be on either 19-16, 19-17, or 18-16, or something like that to end off the year, or to end off the first half of the season. That's the prediction. So we're going to be hanging around those last bottom 4 seeds in this conference. Maybe one of the bottom, maybe even 9 or 10 to try to fight our way into the playoffs. That's what I see the season as. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video. And this has been the end of the Sportscast. Thank you for watching. I messed up the end outro. I got to be more enthusiastic, you know? So subscribe to the channel if you're new. Go Blazers. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. I know it might be restricted mode because I look a little too young for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, thank you. That'll be it for me. Peace.